That being said, let's jump to Jason Goes to Hell.
I love that film.
You have to run me on that because I
Okay, well,
real quick, dog shit. 120.
Really? He's not even in it.
This guy is so biased. Don't listen to this guy.
What I've noticed so far this whole podcast is that anything that Spawn's gonna say, Vito's gonna disagree, and vice versa. So anything like whatever, they're completely opposite. The whole time I'm watching, he's like, "I liked it, I hated it, I loved it, I hated it." I'm like, "Yo, the whole whatever, the whole time."
Skip and Shannon, man.
Mark my words.
You should listen to Smil Mainly. You're gonna love this shit.
When you watch it, you're gonna co-sign everything I'm saying. I'm sure.
And that is possible. But here's what's unique about Jason Goes to Hell. It was when they made it, they realized they had 8 movies of the same thing over and over again. That was the challenge. Okay, we want to reestablish this. New Line now has the Jason property. They don't have the title Friday the 13th. Paramount was smart enough to keep the title Friday the 13th. So that works in 2 folds. It allows an alternative continuity with New Line, with knowing that they're not really tied to anything that came in the past, but we know that's the general consensus of what Jason does, right? Let's try something new. The director at the time was fresh out of college, film school. Give Sean a pitch. Let's do it this way, right? Jason Goes to Hell. This is a whole new start of a whole new continuity. We realized, hey, Jason has a sister.
Whack.
Jason. Dick. Jason is a supernatural entity from the start, and there's only a way to kill him. And
Whack.
And he ties into the Living Dead and Necronomicon.
Because Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead. Well, no, the Necronomicon is in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
They're connected.
Evil Dead.
Yes.
And so is the Kandarian dagger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Director's Adam Marcus, by the way.
Yes, Adam Marcus. Thank you, sir.
Hopefully he goes to hell. You know what I'm saying? Because this movie was
bastard.
Garbage.
Horse. Just don't listen to this guy. Listen to Vito. Vito knows.
Yeah, no.
That being said, the idea was, I like how the fact that if you're watching with these little Easter eggs, now they connect 2 other franchises. The Evil Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street. We'll get into Nightmare on Elm Street towards the end of this discussion. Okay. So now we know somehow, did Pamela Voorhees use the Necronomicon to bring Jason back somehow? We'll never know. It's a possibility, but we do know the Necronomicon can do a lot of different shit based on the Evil Dead movies. And there was a bounty hunter who knew how to kill Jason forever. Or supposedly.
I dig him.
Duke was dope, huh?
Yeah.
Duke was the man. The biggest contention with this film is that that Jason's only in it, honestly, for maybe about 10 minutes, if that, because he jumps bodies. The government's already onto the fact that Jason does exist. So they sent in a SWAT team. They sent in an agent to lure him out. They destroyed the body.
She's dope, by the way.
They didn't destroy the heart, and that's the whole thing. That's the whole basis of the movie. You have to destroy the heart, and you can't just destroy the heart. You have to have a special weapon to do so.
The dagger.
The dagger. So throughout the whole movie, Jason's trying to find his next to kin, because he only through another Voorhees can Jason be reborn. So it's basically him possessing different bodies via a little demon that looks like a cross, like Alien, but more hellified.
Or like the tequila worm from Poltergeist 2.
Oh yeah, it's like a good example.
Yeah,
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so I liked the way it was shot. It was a very action-packed movie, to be honest with you. And you have to say it is. Don't shake your fucking head. It was action-packed, incredibly violent. Watch the unrated version, folks. Don't watch the R-rated version. You're gonna do yourself an injustice. Watch the unrated version. It's a very action-packed movie, but I think you'll like it because Jason's not really your dude, so you might like the interesting aspect and fresh take on it. But again, that's a dual-edged sword. A lot of people do not like this movie.
All right, my turn. All right.
You fucking rating.
That shit is fucking garbage from start to finish. Okay, so the
opening scene. How dare you?
So the opening scene is cool.
Your Force Awakens even worse than
this makes Force Awakens looks like Empire Strikes Back.
All right, go
Okay, it's probably.
What?
Oh yeah, this is so bad.
Really?
It's the worst of the whole franchise, yo. Because one, there's no Jason type killing. Right. There's this body swapping thing through the whole like they said the worm,
the coronavirus and shit.
Yes. Yeah, it was the coronavirus.
Yeah,
and it was like AIDS. It was like the AIDS scare. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll say the good things. Some of the kills were cool, like when they punch
the chick in the
diner.
Sex.
No, the chick in the diner gets punched and like her head collapses.
You know, like the girl when the girl was riding the dude and she got split in half.
What? If it was Jason that did it, yes.
Oh, it was Jason that did it, just in a different body.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're kind of losing.
Oh, wait a minute.
You just proved my whole point.
Yeah, you're kind of losing me right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't go.
Oh, this is horseshit.
We might have to ask.
If Darth Vader jumped from body to body to body, would you be cool
Would
with
you be
that?
straight with that? If Leia did it, but it was Vader really in her body.
Yeah, I could buy that.
No.
All right.
Have I ever mentioned that Vito likes Howard the Duck and enjoys the movie Howard
Greatest
the Duck?
movie
That was Zemeckis,
ever.
right? Robert Zemeckis, yeah.
That was an awesome movie, wasn't it?
I saw
The
it.
new one should be
I was little, dude.
Yeah,
I saw it
I
one
saw
time.
the kid too. I have it a special edition DVD, collector's edition.
I saw Robert Zemeckis in a restaurant 2 years ago in Montecito.
How was
Did
it?
you
Was it
slap
cool?
him for making Howard the Duck?
I wanted to go up and talk to him. He was the next table over, but he was with his family, and I was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
damn
You
it.
know, you made Howard the Duck.
Dude, why do you hate Howard so much?
Garbage.
Oh,
He's
made-
not.
It talks about
He
bestiality.
banged Leah Thompson. She was hot.
And he's a duck, so that's bestiality.
Well, that's on her.
All right. Anyway, so he bounces around. There's a couple good characters that are decent. The fact that Jason had a sister out of nowhere was trash.
Dang, different continuity.
You know, the I love Evil Dead's, like I said,
Yeah.
the first podcast I did with you and Urge. That's my favorite franchise of.
Then why
of
don't you love
horror.
this?
But I didn't, and I was okay with the Necronomicon being in there and all that stuff. But it's so bad. It's a chore. I bought the DVD to get ready for the podcast, and it was work. Watching a movie shouldn't have to be work. Watching a movie should be enjoying.
You
It
are
should be
biased.
enjoyed. No, it's just bad.
It is not
because
bad.
I remember. Listen, I hated Jason X for years, but then like the last maybe 5-10 years, now I enjoy it. Now I love it. I have a good time with it, and now it's like. But Jason Goes to Hell will never be good to me. It's just the worst of the worst. There's only one memorable scene, and that's where Freddy Krueger pokes his hand and grabs it.
Right.
And after that, it is straight dog shit. We have to come back one day when you watched it finally, and we could talk about it. Even the unrated version, it doesn't help.
Do the unrated version.
It doesn't help. It doesn't matter. It could have a unrated Easter egg with Jesus coming back, and still would not make that movie good.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's how bad it
blasphemy.
is.
You can't say that. It's in Lent. We're in Lent. You can't be saying. Don't bring up Jesus and Friday.
Gandhi and Martin Luther King be
Now
resurrected,
you're offending
and still couldn't.
Now you're offending other religions.
It still wouldn't work on that movie. No,
Horrible. Heathen.
All right,
right.
so are we gonna go to Jason and
go to X.
Freddy?
Let's go to X.
Or are we gonna go to X? Or in terms of years?
Let's do. I think we should do Jason versus Freddy because I know X came out before Jason versus Freddy, but
It's
there is
the end of the whole.
Oh, but it's the end of 9.
but you have to watch Freddy Goes to Hell, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason versus Freddy versus Jason, then Jason X. So as you know, Jason, and if you watch them back to back, they actually make sense. So as you know, Jason's dragged back down to hell, right? And Freddy's claw comes out. So at the beginning, you realize when you start watching Freddy versus Jason, Freddy works on fear. Mm-hmm. Well, he can't do anything physically to you unless you believe in him. Well, he can't. He's trapped in the netherworld because he's dead. But he knows Jason can be resurrected. Jason can regenerate. He's like Wolverine. He can regenerate health. He can regenerate anything.
In the new line
continuity, he can regenerate. So Freddy taps into sees what Jason's about, taps into him, uses the image of his mother and acts like his mother to make Jason regenerate and come back to life again.
Sure.
And we don't know how many years it took place because it's kind of woodsy, so it's possible.
It doesn't matter. It's Freddy versus Jason. I'm good.
But hear me out.
Here's my money.
For continuity reasons, it's possible whatever happened at that house was probably demolished and broken down. Maybe the survivors of Jason Goes to Hell, they wanted nothing to do with that, sold it off and left and had their own happy life, right? So don't disagree, goddammit. So I see your head shaking. Stop that. So with that being said, Freddy resurrects Jason. Jason starts committing.
Oh, it is Springwood.
Okay.
I think it is Springwood.
So Jason goes on a killing spree, but people don't think it's Jason because they don't know of Jason. They know of Freddy Krueger. And again, the town has taken precautions since the 80s series to eliminate Freddy altogether.
His whole memory.
With the hypnosil and
yes, which ties into the series.
Right.
So once the kids start believing it's Freddy, Freddy starts coming back. And so, do you want to take over from there?
Well, yeah. I mean, so he starts coming back, and then slowly, even though Jason has the majority of the kills, Freddy has like a couple kills here, and then next thing you know, Freddy's getting pissed off that Jason's taking all his kills
because
Jason's getting the recognition, and then so that's when that's what causes the conflict between Freddy and Jason, and that's when it
basically he was a rabid dog. He wanted to get the prey, but when he realized the dog wasn't give up the prey, he got pissed. Right. Like he had no way. He didn't fully think this plan through. He just wanted to get back into our world. Unfortunately, he has to contend with this.
And most serial killers are, like if you get like are egomaniacs. They're not, they want it to be about them, and so
that's
the
what
fact
Freddy's
that
about.
Freddy's all about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that wasn't the case,
right?
And Jason was getting his shine. He's like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then that's when the shit gets down.
Yeah.
This movie to me could do no wrong. It's, on both franchises, it ranks very high for me.
It does both franchises justice because it takes from both series.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, even though this is the new continuity, everything that's about Jason, they take from the Paramount series.
Right.
And, of course, New Line already owns Freddy, so there was no issue with them.
Yeah.
Taking a lot from the 80s series, and I thought that was brilliant. It paid homage and respect.
Right.
And, if you think about it, this really was the modern equivalent to Godzilla versus King Kong. Now, when Toho Studios did that...
Or Dracula versus Frankenstein from the 30s or 50s.
I got actually liking it more to Godzilla versus King Kong, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so you had these two entities, right? And how you can bring them to a movie. One is only so big, the other one is this gigantic lizard. So they had to make some concessions, but they also built their strengths on what they were based on in terms of their movies. They took fastest of the movies and really built them up so they can be equal in size.
Right, the fear of fire and the fear of the water.
And so I felt like they took that same approach with Freddy versus Jason, and they came out with a great movie. Mm-hmm. Jason's a big lumbering dude, and we all can admit when watching the original 80s series on Paramount, he was a tall dude. He was a big dude. So they played on that. Freddy's much smaller and faster, and so Freddy was burned alive, so he fears fire. Jason drowned, so he fears water. And I like how they took those assets to kind of make it work as both have their strengths and weaknesses. Mm-hmm. And I think it was smart how they pitted him against that. And to me, whenever I see that movie, I'm always thinking of Toho Studios' 1964 classic, King Kong vs. Godzilla, where they had to kind of make the right consensus to make these two guys match up, fight, and work.
It took forever, bro.
To make that work, that must have been hard to do. To make the story work by pitting these two monsters against each other, right? Mm-hmm. You said it took a while?
Oh, yeah, it took forever. Like the 80s they were talking about it.
Well, because of
politics.
Then
they even talked about it in 93, after Jason Goes to Hell. And then next every horror fan is waiting.
I'm glad they waited, man, because if they did it in 87 or 90, it wouldn't have been as saucy as this one did.
You're right.
But I wonder if they did get it early 80s. Like
it wouldn't have been as good.
If you get it right in the early 80s.
Yeah, if you got it right in the
everybody's
early
in their
80s.
height, the early 80s, right?
I think making you wait for it. I think making you wait for it all this time helped.
It did, and I'll tell you why. Because you know what, they were able to mine the past to get it right for the present. That makes any sense. Because they were still writing the rules as they went. So now that you've already had that established, the young writers were fans of both franchises and knew how to get to the heart of both those franchises and combine them perfectly and mine the right sources.
It's fair. I mean, it's fair to say, well, maybe they shouldn't have used Kirzinger. I like Kirzinger as Jason, but in this one, maybe it was a direction thing. He looked dopey. He looked kind of dumb, like when they cut his fingers off. He's just all. I mean, Kirzinger, he's cool. I
Who's
think
bigger though? Is
Kirzinger's taller.
Yeah, because
maybe isn't
Kane's more ferocious.
Yeah,
but
Kane's more ferocious. But isn't him and Robert Englund kind of the same height?
Who, Kane?
Yeah.
Kane is 5'10", I think.
Derek Mears would have been dope.
And then Robert Englund's 5'7".
But that came out years later.
Funny is that I always thought that Robert Englund was way taller. I always thought Robert Englund was like
most actors are very short.
Right.
And
I
think
when I started doing the research, I realized he's like 5'8", 5'7".
Put some platforms on Kane.
Give him the Gene Simmons shits.
You know what I mean? I mean, but outside of that, it was a really fun movie. I watched that now. It's in rotation now.
Oh, absolutely.
But here's the thing with Ken, though. Going back to Ken, Ken had that body mass and that bulk, and I think that's what they were really looking at too. Kane Hodder, again, was getting up there in age too, and I love Kane Hodder. I think
Kane's dope.
He's the dopest.
Ken's dope. But
Ken was dope. I like them both. I mean, a part of me still would have loved to have seen Kane's interpretation because he guards that character. He is that character. He's what Robert Englund is to Freddy. He is to Jason.
Mm-hmm. So he's your favorite Jason as Kane?
Yeah, because he really roots for that. He makes it his. He took ownership of it and he respects the character. I thought Ken did a great job, but the fan of me would always love to have seen Kane's interpretation of the movie.
Now imagine the same script and everything in '89 instead of Jason Goes to Manhattan, and instead of Dream Child, that movie in '89.
But you wouldn't get that movie. You get some corny ass kills.
You would.
You know what I mean?
Because they
wouldn't
weren't
get-
ready.
'89. Tell me, what was it about '89 again? They neutered.
It was again the MPAA.
Right.
The rules weren't set in stone just yet because every movie they had to add something new. Where when this came out, there was enough time that passed where they could just mind the past and be like, okay, guess what? What happened in the '80s? That's law. No more, no less. And there was nothing you can invent.
Dude, I mean, that movie, I don't know how they shot it or whatever the case may be, but it was just crispy.
What did you think about the
Dark Nights?
Well,
the fight scenes though?
You know what I mean?
The Matrix-y fight scenes. Were you cool with those?
I was
Some
cool
people
with
complain about
all of that. I was cool with the torpedo shit when he hit the.
Oh, dude, I
thing.
love the lines.
All that shit.
Or
The
when he was playing
rebar.
ping pong with him in
No,
the dream.
Yeah,
No, it's-
tilt. You know what I mean? I love
pinball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pinball.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that was amazing.
Remember the rebarb came down and pierced Jay, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was just he was just
When he
bleeding
killed
out.
the chick from Destiny's Child.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the chick when she was talking shit to Freddy.
Oh, that was
You're not
annoying.
even scary. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. And then Jason got her. I was like, oh hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Here's the thing. She did a great
Oh, she
job
was
on that
good.
role. She was amazing at it.
Kelly Rowlands. Yeah.
Kelly
Everyone
Rowland
was
was
good.
she
Everyone
was
was
amazing. Even though I hated her character, but I hated it because she played it so well. The characters were great.
Right.
The Jason Ritter smirking and smiling. During,
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
scenes,
rewatch
bro.
that because I
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta revisit it. Monica Keena was
Okay.
good.
Kane Hodder's 6'2".
6'2".
and Robert Englund
Robert. Oh,
I'll
yeah,
give
that's
Robert
right.
England
5'9".
5'9", maybe.
Well, how tall is Ken then?
Ken's got to be 6'4". I got a picture with him. He's pretty big, dude.
Is my height or taller?
He might be about your height.
Okay, they're 6'4".
I'm 6'5".
Oh, I'm 6'4".
Right. So give me that extra.
I remember when I was 6'4".
It's not about length, it's about width.
Or girth.
That movie didn't take itself too seriously.
Right.
I thought it was
It was a celebration.
fucking solid, man.
Yeah, I
It
love
was.
it.
It was a celebration of both franchises, and that's what made it so great.
The cornfield scene. I mean, it was just
Right.
dark all the way around, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Good.
Ken is 6'6".
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then let's get Robert Englund. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
But I can't praise Freddy versus Jason enough.
The fight scenes.
Then I
They
hear
nailed
about the possible deleted scene with Pinhead. That shit just makes
Did
my
they-
mouth
I've
water.
Did they
never
shoot
seen
it?
No, they never shot it. It was just, remember in the DVD extras they talked about it, and he has it's like a when they draw it out.
Yeah.
And he has them. And he's like, what seems to be the problem here or whatever. Shit is dope. Just even imagining it, as a fan, you know what I'm saying. I wish there would have been more movies intertwined.
They found that house in Canada, 1428 Elm, for that one,
Oh wow.
and it looked pretty damn close to the
It
one in
did.
Hollywood.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. You said it right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
I watched the making of it a few times, man.
Robert Englund's 5'10".
He's a decent height.
They could have kept Kane Hodder.
Yeah, they could have.
They could have. I mean, like I said, nothing against
But you know,
Ken,
though, maybe from a film, from a camera perspective, maybe they really wanted to emphasize the difference
Yeah.
in sizes, and maybe
Yeah.
5'10" and 6'2".
That's still pretty good.
It maybe wasn't
But not-
enough. Maybe
Right.
visually it just wasn't.
Maybe it was,
enough.
visually it wasn't enough. I understand that, but it's like imagine that Boris Karloff and who was it played the original Dracula?
Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi not doing Frankenstein versus
Yeah,
Dracula.
But Ronnie Yu, who directed Freddy vs. Jason, said it didn't have anything to do with Kane versus Ken. He said he didn't himself. Like as far as
Right.
who went for Jason, he said he thinks it was a studio thing. Now whether he's telling the truth or not, I don't know. But
Hard
he
to say.
said,
I mean, dude, how much do directors have in terms of casting? Because it's something that studios can really be like.
depends who
nah.
you are, right?
Huh?
Depends who you are and what you're directing. Now for something like that, I'd say the studio probably.
Probably because
stepped in.
that was a big thing for New Line, and that was basically, hey, we've been gearing up for this. There be zero mistakes in this one.
Right, I think of like a Spielberg or somebody be
Right,
more
he's
so
like,
up to
yo,
him,
no, Drew
like
Barrymore,
not,
yeah.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
you know, shout out Ken. You know, it was fun.
It was cool. It was
you
cool.
know?
Yeah, the kills. Jason's kills were in it, where he did the bed backwards.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
Like, he was
Dope.
A lot of those
oh.
kills were homages to the original Paramount series.
Is that right?
Just from what I see, and they never officially said anything, but if you look at the whole bed thing, I think they did something similar to that too. But it would.
I'm surprised they haven't done it.
Oh,
yet.
in part 6, where he bent the
Yeah,
guy, the
yeah,
cop in
yeah.
half.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. They should have done a sequel by now.
Oh yeah, I wish they
That
would've.
shit was
Well, they
solid.
tried. Okay, so they tried to. The sequel was going to star Ash, which goes back to Jason Goes to Hell because of
right.
Necronomicon and Sam Raimi. And I love Sam Raimi, and you know what? I give it up to him. He's going to guard the Ash character because he's like, I didn't think they were
That's
going to do
his
it. Exactly what he said. He goes, I didn't think they were going to do it right, so I had to pull out. He wanted it to happen.
He would have been in the mix with these two.
He
Yeah,
was.
Ash
was
versus
going
Freddy versus Jason.
That's hard.
but they couldn't get it right, and Sam Raimi was like,
Ash is my guy.
I
Ash is
couldn't
my
do
guy.
it.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Sam wanted to do it, but he was like, they couldn't get it right with Ash, and he wasn't gonna let Ash just be used for whatever. He goes, that's his prize. You know, him and Bruce Campbell's prize. You know what I mean?
That's the difference of ownership with the character, like we were talking about in part 1.
Yeah,
the end. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, like you were saying, that's the difference. Like you're more protective over something that's yours because you're like, this is a value product. This is mine. Like I need to have this well representative, and they just couldn't. I guess they couldn't really see eye to eye, and unfortunately, as fans, we never got that. And I would have loved to have seen that.
Now,
I heard
there's a
that
graphic
wasn't-
novel I heard that's out there.
There is, and it's out of print. And it's hot. I have one. Okay, so I have the part 1 of the graphic novel. There's a second sequel to that, which is out of print, and I kicked myself in the ass for never buying it.
The end of Freddy versus Jason, though, is I think his name is Doug Tate, playing Jason, carrying Freddy's head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't Ken. That was another.
That was a pickup, huh?
Stunt guy. Yeah. Which was that was a cool, solid ending. I thought nice
It
little.
was because it gives you the
Because
ones like we're not done yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it protects both.
protects both of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Freddy versus Jason definitely ranks really high.
Absolutely.
For me on just horror movies in general. For me,
yeah.
you know.
Did you
what
guys
I mean?
notice? Did you guys notice that there was really no real winner between the both of them? They both
Right.
got their
Of course,
shots
they got
in.
protected.
But yeah,
He fucked Freddy up though when he brought him in.
Yeah, he did.
Dragging him through the house and shit, through the walls. So,
Robert Englund did his thing on that one, and I'm
Yeah.
here's what I like most about Robert Englund. He champions horror films. He's
love
excited.
Robert Englund. Love
He whenever I see him talk about horror films, he says it with such enthusiasm and excitement and proud that this is what he is and what he does, and I think he's a great spokesman for the community.
You got to watch the commentary then on Freddy versus Jason because he's on it. He's so excited through the whole thing.
I love whenever he speaks. He's just, you know what. I'm really. It's really sad that he never got to do more. And I'm not talking about just limited to Freddy. I would love to see him maybe do like a sitcom. He seems like he's a very smart, witty, very
I've
fast
always
guy.
wanted a champion.
I think he could do more acting. It's a shame
I
that
always
he never
wanted
had the
someone
opportunity.
Tarantino. You know how like Tarantino
Yes,
revitalized.
he's quick.
Revitalized
the careers.
Travolta's career.
Yeah.
And the guy from Jackie Brown, I can't think of his name off the top. And they started making more movies. I always wanted someone to do that with Robert.
Yeah, I think I would love to see him do more because you know what? He's such a good guy. I would love just to see that. But
I think he's talented too.
so with the end of Freddy vs. Jason, we can now assume that the government is once again aware of Jason's existence because they acknowledge that in Jason X, as we both watched.
Now Jason X is the one where he becomes Muslim,
What?
and he's like, "We didn't land on
No.
Camp Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake landed on us." The different movie.
This fucker.